Hey, this is John Carlos looking for Robb Stark action figures, and this is the worst one I found. It's got all sorts of crust on his face. It looks kind of gnarly and nasty. This one's decent, but his eyeballs are kind of painted just below his eyeline. I think they look kind of big, and he's got schmutz on his right cheek, so I'm going to go with this one. He's got like schmutz on his left cheek, but his eyeballs are painted better, and he doesn't have all that gloppy stuff on his face. So here's a look at the Robb Stark action figure. You can see the House Stark logo on the side. Let's start off with the obvious problem. The fucking thing doesn't stand. He's got this big bulky cape here. There's all this mass to it, and it's all in the back, and it's heavy. Like, you can feel the weight when you hold it, that there's some weight to this in the back here. And putting all that weight in the back does not get him to stand. And if you kind of put him forward at the ankles and put him forward at the waist, his weight still goes back, so you can't even distribute it in some awkward way where he's leaning super forward and looks dumb. But at least if you put all that weight forward, hey, look at that, I did it. He looks dumb, but I did it. Well, there you go. You can get him to stand that way, and that's not at all awkward. Another problem I'm having is that my figure, at least my figure in particular, has really tight joints at the left elbow, the right wrist is a little tight, and his right upper mid-thigh cut doesn't move at all. Some of these joints are really tight, and he does have kind of limited shoulder movement because of all the bulk of his cape here. These little furs, these little sculpted areas in the little armor doesn't really let his arms move that much. But the ankle joints are fine with the swivel, the double knee joint's fine, the right thigh cut's good, both legs move forward. The waist kind of cut, I want to call it a mid-torso, but this is more of a mid-waist cut. Elbow ball joint there, and then the kind of ball jointed head. Those are all the joints, and those work pretty good except for the ones that I mentioned. His face is decent. You can kind of see that it does kind of look like Robb Stark. He does kind of have the shitty beard, and I mean that literally, like he's been eating poop or chocolate, but you can kind of see the resemblance. It's better than like the Daenerys one. It's not as spot on as, say, Jaime, but it definitely kind of looks like Robb Stark. They did a good job with his eyes. I saw some that had some wonky eyes, but his hair looks really good. I think they did a great job with the sculpt of his hair. It certainly reads like him, and I think the use of that kind of brown against that black really does translate and highlight the kind of almost curly hair he has. It's a good way to highlight the sculpt, because I think they did a great job capturing his hair. And I think they did a great job with the sculpt of his outfit. I mean, all that fur really reads good, and I think the way it drapes over the shoulders looks really cool. I mean, I complain about some of the articulation and the fact that he can't stand, but man, the sculpt of his outfit, the sculpt of his armor, and the paint on these straps, I mean, the gray and brown paint, it really does read like leather considering this is a little tiny 6-inch figure. All the little gold rivets on his belt are all really clean and really well done. The paint on this is just fantastic. Even this little gold section right here, and the little clasps on the side of him there. Clasps is a weird word. We should find a new word for that. Belt snappy things. Now this thing that hangs down here is really well sculpted, and the paint is really good. I think they did a good job with, like, you know, the little folds in his pants, and his boots look clean. There's a little black wash to them, so that's good. And his scabbard looks cool. Now we'll take a look at his sword. It's a fairly simple sword, but it looks good. And it does fit into his scabbard. And let's see if his hand can hold it, because his hand does look really tight. No, but it does hold it, so that's good. So yeah, I think the face is a little wonky, but it still kind of looks like him at the same time. It's just not perfect. And his outfit is so well done. The sculpt and the paint looks great. I just recommend, if you're displaying him on a shelf that has like a wall behind it, that you push him right up against that wall. Otherwise he's gonna fall over. So let's pretend this TARDIS is a wall. There, look, he stands great. Just lean him against the wall and he'll be fine. Thanks for watching.